Do the opening. I'm good. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul.
And Chris, give me the latest on Hunted Episode 4, Operation Cupid's Revenge.
That's right, guys. We have an exciting episode for you tonight. Fortunately, we won't be talking about our main man, David Windicher, but we do have 4 other teams to talk about, and boy, was it an exciting episode. I actually had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Some interesting...
Two brand new teams, and then we get a little recap on the other 2 teams.
So I'm pretty excited. So you want to go with where they started this time?
Let's start off with each team. All right, so let's start off with Aarif and Immad, right?
Yes.
So Jill tells them that they're on to them. They found out about the call that the friend made, and then they have to get moving. So I believe they go and they talk to another mutual friend of Jill's, and then they go and they stay there.
Yeah, exactly. The way they're doing their planning, I think it's very clever because they're not doing any context that they personally know. They're relying solely on context that one of them knows, and then they're using that other person's contact, and then that new person they're using a contact of them, etc., etc. In fact, to my eyes, it's a genius method.
Yeah, I believe Teresa was the one that had the idea of like one person's connected to this person that's connected to a branch of other people.
Yeah, exactly. Teresa was mapping it all out, and she was showing us like all the information. It looked very interesting, very high tech. And all the hits that they had was where the communications were coming through on their cell phone back when they were sending out text to all these people. And Meadow, I believe, was the girl who kind of set all of this in motion.
Yeah.
So it's really relatively interesting, and her phone was tapped as well. So it's just some fun stuff that's going on right now, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
So yeah, the mutual friend that they go to is Linda, and they talk about using the paddle and the kayak, and that's pretty much where it ended off.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So now will they get caught is beyond me, because I mean, they are kind of a little onto them a little bit. They're onto Aarif and Immad a little bit.
Yeah, they're onto the network. I don't know if they were. I don't know how into it they are with them. I know they're pretty close, I have to admit.
Yeah, well, I mean, they went to Jill's house and they questioned her.
And that was the same girl that they were with at the time when they did the kayaking thing.
Yes.
Okay, it was. I just wanted to double check because I was a little surprised that they didn't show a scene of them telling them that those guys were outside.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little weird. But, I guess an edit's an edit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was pretty much it about Aarif and Immad. I think they're on the right track. Will they get caught? I mean, it depends because, now they're following another mutual friend that they don't really know too much about. So they need to get away from them, away from the people that are they're linked up together with, so that way they can catch the corporation off guard.
Yeah, and I think the kayak welcomes a good change for them. It's a good change of direction, and I think that's going to be a solid plan, because they have to change directions right now. Yeah. Just like you said, they have to. They don't have a choice. So let's hope they do that, and they go further. We'll see what happens next episode with them.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about let's just recap on the other teams that we saw in previous episodes. So we have a little recap of Lee and Hilmar, and they
very mild.
Very mild. And we left off with them pretty much forgot they were
they were basically in a car. They were driving away. Yeah. They sent the letters out to their friends, and whose wife was it? Was it
Beth Wilson?
Whose wife is it? Is that Hilmar's wife or Lee's wife? I forget.
I think it was Lee's.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. The escape room creator guy. Okay,
right, because they questioned her, right? They questioned
exactly. So last episode they questioned her, and then the previous episode she called them and told them that they knew about the letters or whatever, and they were trying to figure out how they figured that out. In the meantime, you said her name was Beth?
Yeah.
Beth accidentally butt dials that guy who called her before from the hunter side, and accidentally said something about slashing tires and a van.
Yeah, which was code. Wasn't that code?
I think it was code. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was code for, but
we don't know.
Maybe slashing the tires was like, kind of burning all the contacts that they just made. It might have been something along those lines. I don't remember if they said anything about it, but yeah. So she said slashing the tires, and then they said they were going to wait for her to call them. She has a burner phone that she does not use. And Hilmar technically made the call. Hilmar called Beth, and Hilmar and Lee called her, and they were saying, they were kind of asking about the letters, because at the time, this is happening around the same time, and she tells them that she accidentally butt dialed them, and they're kind of like, oh man, god damn it, because you have to think about what's going on in their head. Like, what do you think's going on in their head when she says I accidentally butt dialed them?
I feel like they think that at the beginning it seemed like they had a really good plan with the whole entire layers, and then once they found out about that information, they were like, well, a whole plan is ruined because all the people that we can connect with and all the people that we can go to kind of throw off the hunters is ruined.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I feel like that's where their heads are at right now, and they have to come up with a new plan.
You can't blame them, but I mean, they never expected them to get like access to all those letters so quickly, so they're trying to figure everything out, and that is the last thing they wanted to hear when they butt dialed them. Although they still have a decent footing right now, because she has access to that one burner phone, and they said, listen, we're not going to use that anymore. So It looks like they severed that connection, and I think they had to do it. I mean, you gotta do it.
And yeah, that was pretty much about Lee and Hilmar. I think they're in the same boat as Aarif and Immad. They're kind of on, the hunters are kind of on their tail, but not like oh my god, we got them.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting close. Unlike what seems to be the case on the next two.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to go through first?
Let's do Sentra and Thu. What the hell's her name?
I have it written down.
Tia.
Sentra and Thu Tran.
Thu Tran.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about these two. So these are two new people on the run. They're both girls. I believe they were high school friends, something along those lines.
One of them's a gamer. One of them is a photographer. I already like them.
Yes, Sentra's a gamer. She plays a lot of Call of Duty, and she says that's somehow going to help her on the run. It probably won't, but it's. I mean, like, no offense to her. I don't think that specific game is really going to help, but they have been doing decently well. But and then Thu is a wedding photographer, which I thought, no, that's cool. It's a nice vocation. So yeah, and they're not related. They just share the same last name. Was it Vietnamese that Ben Owen was talking about? The hunter, because he said Vietnamese share that last name. If I got the race wrong, not the race. If I got the nationality wrong, I apologize. I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know. But yeah, so it seems I think they put right. I think they put Mike Cole was talking about burner phones with that. He said to put the tracker on the burner phones. That's what the hunters were trying to do, which was an interesting plan. And what do they go out and do right away, Chris?
They fucking buy a shit ton of burner phones.
Yep.
Yeah. And they use the ATM. I hate when this is the other team. This is the other team did the same exact shit. They're like, okay, let's go in disguise and then use the ATM machine right after. Like, what's the point of going on disguise for? You're like, they already know they're gonna track you down based on your transaction on the ATM machine. Yeah,
although she didn't go too much into disguise. She just wore a hat and sunglasses. It's not too bad, but it's like, yeah, what's the point?
I want to see some fucking people go in there and really like completely give themselves a makeover. Like, if you're a fucking girl, dress up as a guy. If you're a guy, you're gonna have to do some
the time
tootsie thing or whatever.
The time to do that is right after you go to an ATM. Right after you go to an ATM, I feel like the next course of action should be, first off, maybe drive an hour and try to find some place to get yourself looking a little different than you already do. That's probably a decent plan to go about, because you don't want to be looking like yourself, although I know they have face recognition technology, and I'm sure we'll get to see that in an upcoming episode. So everything we're saying right now could all be wrong. And I know some of the hunters watch our videos, so they're probably like laughing at us right now. They're like, oh, these two kids, they don't know what they're talking about either. But I mean, you never know. Every little thing could help. It can't hurt to look different. We'll put it like that. It will definitely help from those fucking wanted posters that we've been seeing everywhere now.
Yeah, that's like the key thing. The wanted posters get them. I'm telling you. All right, so it's day 5 for them. They've been out for day 5. And they've been at a church, the parking lot at a church, which I will say is a good spot to hide. Not going to lie.
Yeah, not a bad spot.
And they call their friend Rob on the phone. And they want to go to a coffee shop, I believe.
Something along those lines.
Something like that.
I think it was further than day 5.
Well, it said day 5. That's the only thing I got for the days. So they go to the gas station, and do they use the ATM machine at the gas station?
Yeah, they do. They use the ATM at the gas station, and they get gas. She goes for a purchase inside. So they were smart, though, because that state doesn't have front license plates. So they had the camera by the front of the car, so they backed out. And the hunters even commented, I believe Ben made a comment. He's like, that's actually a very smart move. When you're on the run, you have to do little small tactics like that to kind of beat the system a little bit. And it did help them, because it did get them to their next location without them tracking the car. So every little thing helps. Like that's one thing I'm noticing. So what do they do next, Chris?
They go to Rob's house to stay there. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, the hunters, they go to Rob's house. They answer the door, and they're like, hey, we need to talk to you. And then the other hunter goes on the back of the house. And then it just ends off there. Yeah. So I'm thinking they haven't gotten caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something's up.
Exactly. That's exactly my thought as well. Because they could have ended them right there. I mean, it's the same thing with David Windicher, with the car situation when they were in the trunk. This could be reverse bait, though, for like the viewer. Like they could end up just being caught next episode, but I don't think so, because they're leaving us in suspense. So we watch the next episode to see what happens. But I get the innate feeling, and I know you do as well, that I think they're safe. I think they already left, because on the phone when I think it was Thu on the phone with him, or I don't remember which one called him specifically, but he said, "I'm going to get you off the grid." So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if he succeeded. Mm-hmm. I think it might be too late for the hunters.
Yeah, I think so too. Because then they would have just ended it off with them getting caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Leaving that, like, what, the next episode's gonna start off? Okay, first 3 minutes. Okay, we got you. Huh? Like, it's not gonna be like that. Fuck no.
A light start.
So I mean, I guess we're done with them. I'm very interested to see how well they're gonna do.
Yeah, and, I'm interested as well. I have noticed that they're not putting in a lot of. They're not showing us too much.
Yeah,
that's what I'm noticing, and my suspicion is because they're doing a lot of the same things, like a lot of the same over a lot of days. Yeah, like unlike Windicher, for instance, who's just doing a lot in general. So and we talked about this last episode. They're doing a lot in general, so it's kind of like they get a lot of time on the edit, and I feel like they left them out specifically this episode because they felt like they were giving them too much time.
Oh yeah, I already have a prediction. I have a feeling they're going to win this whole thing.
I have a feeling they have a good shot. I have to say they have a good shot.
Either that I want to see how the ending's going to be when one of them wins, or like the clock hits like 11:50 and it's like 10 minutes before it turns midnight, and like 11:59 to get caught, and it's going to suck so fucking.
It's going to be something really, really cool like that, or they do win. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. But yeah. In the meantime, let's get to our next two, the unlucky ones.
The unlucky ones, yeah. So we have Miles and Will. They're friends. And their strategy is to build a network while they fucking travel. And I really thought when I heard them say that, it was a dumb strategy. In the beginning, I thought that it was not going to be a strategy that would work because they're a bunch of strangers, and why would they let them stay in their house? And then it fucking works though. It works.
So here's two reasons why I think it did work. Well, I guess three reasons. Number one, they're good-looking guys. Okay, good-looking guys. If you're a good-looking girl or a good-looking guy, people are probably more willing to help you in your age range. Number two, they reached out to mostly college-aged women who, they're kind of in that party scene already. I think it's around that time of year, so they probably have a good opportunity to build a network that way. So it actually worked out in their favor in that regard. And I forgot the third one. The age range. Oh, I think it was like age range, and I was going to say they were in college, so I guess I combined those together. But no. The third one was location, the South. People in the South are much more forthcoming and willing to help people out than, like, say, New York City.
Yeah.
You knock on someone's door in New York City, you might get a door to your face in 2 seconds. You talk to someone on a street in in Times Square, sometimes they don't even look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so used to it. I mean, I'm used to it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So they're in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe, and the hunter's goal is to use the Tinder app. I thought this was really funny,
and
how it was introduced. So they introduced the Tinder app, and they put both their faces and a wanted ad on them.
And you know what? I gotta give Charles the Barber a shout out.
I have that on my notes. Charles the Barber.
I know he watches our videos, or at least he sees our tweets. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Charles for coming up with this. It was genius.
It was great. A good idea.
Yeah. I mean, we noticed this stuff. Have
you seen me? Good. Like, it was a good idea.
It was a great idea. And they basically reached out to the two main areas. Like, I think it was Charleston, and was it Myrtle Beach, or was Myrtle Beach Charleston? I don't know. It was two specific beaches. I think they did a 50-mile radius, or was it a 5-mile radius?
I think it was 50. I didn't write that down.
Yeah, I think it was a 50-mile radius.
But they contacted 300,000 people on Tinder. They all saw it. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
So let's go back to Miles and Will. So I'm writing down in my notes, like, every time the days happen, it's like day 4. All right, day 4. What's happening? Day 5, and then it goes like in 2 seconds, day 5, and then goes to day 15. I'm like, whoa.
Like,
this shit is fucking working.
I know.
This shit is working. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how the hell are they doing this with the whole wanted thing out there? Like, what are they telling them?
And for all the reasons we said before, and they show us exactly what they say. Another thing could be as well, they do have cameras around them, so
I understand that, yeah.
So they might be saying, yeah, I want a television show, because it seems like they do tell everyone that they're in contact with that they are on a show and they are on the run.
Yeah.
They don't show that specifically, but based on their conversations, we can pretty much infer that that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about
let's talk about the people that they stay with at the very end. Let's talk about them.
All right, let's do it.
So, I believe it was Mary. I don't know.
The sister was Anna.
Anna, Mary.
I don't know the other girl's name.
Mary was the one that, like, called them out or whatever. But Anna. So they go to Anna and they tell them, like, yo, like, we're on the run right now. But they see the advertisement, the wanted sign of both of them, and they go, I mean, should we do it? Should we, like, we'll get some money out of this? And then Anna's like, no, like, we're not gonna get a lot of money out of it. And Mary's
no. Anna comes up with the suggestion to do it, and then Anna's friend, who I can't remember the name of.
Mary was the one that definitely did it.
Yeah, there was 3 girls, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 3 girls. So Anna suggested that they do it. Anna's friend said, "No, let's be good people. Think morally, not money." And then Mary is well, not the crazy one, but I guess I guess it is a rational move.
So Anna's the one that drove them, right?
Anna's the one that drove them.
Okay, I just wanted to double check on that because I didn't write the names down. But Mary, like, what the fuck? That's fucked up to do.
I
They
mean,
just
I don't
fucking
know.
call them up, like, and she's not even gonna get money out of that because
No, she's probably not. But here's the thing, though. She did not meet the guys, so she
yeah,
doesn't know. She doesn't know who they are, and the story kind of does sound a little fishy.
yeah,
I mean, doesn't it? A little bit.
yeah. Because like they talked about it, all three of the girls talked about it. They're like, no, we're not doing it, and now all of a sudden one of them was like, okay, I'm doing it, and then the other friend doesn't know.
And here's the thing: Mary comes out when they're about to leave, and then she whispers in their ear, "Yeah, I told them where they were. I told them where you were." And then they're like, "Oh, my sister just ratted you out. Oh, my sister just ratted you out," like so nonchalantly. And I'm just sitting there like,
You bitch.
this is so nonchalant, like
Yeah.
so nonchalant, like oh my god.
That was fucked up.
And they're like, and they didn't know if they were serious. He was like, wait, what? Seriously? I was like, all right.
Something is fishy though about that, about Mary doing it and not telling anyone else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they said they weren't gonna do it and like the next day they do it, it's kind of like
He probably just wanted to do it.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
oh.
She could have been suspicious. She could have just wanted to like piss him off or something. I don't know. I mean, Anna did say that's my sister for you, or something along those lines. So
Yeah.
oh. So yeah, they end up. Anna drops them off by a beach somewhere. This is when shit starts getting pretty interesting. And and by the way, when they did get that call from Mary, we we had Charles like clapping so hard. He was like, "Yes, it worked." I was dying. It was great. But yeah, it was interesting. So they get dropped off by the beach.
Mm-hmm. They get dropped off by the beach, and now they're gonna do what they do best and talk to random strangers, and hopefully that they will help them out. And guess what? It does. Two old people help them out. They go on a boat, and the hunters are right onto them. They know their location at this point, so they're scouting everyone. Hey, have you seen this person? And by the time that they're doing this, they're already on the boat. And guess what? They end up using a drone because they probably figured they were on a boat anyways.
Like,
and
Jesus
what do they
Christ.
do? And what do they do? They go outside, check the fucking drone out. Should have stayed inside. Inside.
I mean,
They
in their
already knew.
defense,
They already knew. They already knew that they were onto them. And when that happened, that should have been a green light saying, "Okay, we gotta hide or
fucking
get in disguise or something."
drones, man. Like that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, technology and it's a scary thought. But yeah, they luckily they tracked down his phone, and like if Mary didn't give them her number,
They were still good. They would have been good.
maybe they would have. I mean, I don't know. They might have tracked her number anyway, but that was just like an easy in for them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and
No, if Mary didn't call them up, they would have been in a good spot. Period.
yeah, you're right. They would have made it at least a few more days. And you know what? Eventually they would have gotten out of that 50-mile radius.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're on the boat. The drone's after them, like you said. Let's look at the drone. So they get into like this smaller boat with the guy. He's going away. They make it to the shore. The hunters are chasing them, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like on another boat. And they're running when they get to shore, and the hunters are running, and
They get caught.
They get caught. Exactly.
I had high hopes for them. I thought their plan was working really well. I honestly think, like, out of all the losing teams, like, they were really good. They probably
I would,
lasted pretty long. I think it might have been 20 days. Who knows? They probably were very close, if I had to guess.
yeah, I mean, they got pretty far, probably 16, 17 days, maybe. It might
Yeah,
have
because
been
they were
20,
on
I don't
day
know.
15. They were on day 15 when they met Anna and Mary. So
So probably the next day.
yeah,
So 16. Cool. I
yeah,
mean, I thought they did a good job. Their strategy, you know, it was interesting.
it was a different.
It was different. And I would say this is where I think their issue lied. They relied on the same strategy for too long. You have to adjust at every turn. At every turn. Like I would say a new strategy maybe every 5 days, maybe every 7 days. I mean, I don't know, whatever you think works for you, but you always have to assume that they're on your tail. Always have to assume.
Yeah,
That's where we're learning this season. You have to adjust accordingly.
yeah. Like one strategy they could have done was, the one of the people that they stayed with, they could have been like, "Yo, do you have like a sister I can stay with or something like that," and then work from there. So that way there would have been no connection. But like they kept on doing it, different strangers, different strangers, different strangers on the same beach, and it wasn't gonna.
It wasn't the same beach.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like their strategy was the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it did have to adjust, but in their defense, it did work for a long time.
Yeah.
I am relatively impressed. And you know what? If they made it to 28 days like that, wow, that would have been insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the Hunters would have by next season, if they have a next season, they would have perfected like the hunt for that next time if it did work.
Yep.
So, the Hunters are going to be looking out for this kind of tactic next time too, because it was effective
I feel like if there
mostly.
is going to be a season 2, I feel like the people that are going to be on it, the people that are running away from the hunters, they're going to have amazing. They're going to have amazing strategies,
Exactly, and you
and the
know what?
hunters are going to get even better, and it's going to be more interesting.
Exactly, it's gonna be so amazing, and I'm so excited. If
Yeah.
there's a second season, I don't know if there will be, but
Yeah.
fingers crossed because I'm
Yeah.
excited. I want to see these hunters again because they're cool. I like them.
I like them too. Yeah.
Shout out
I
to the barber.
so I just want to double check on something really quick. So how many teams are left? Okay, so we have Lee
5.
and Hilmar. Okay, Lee and Hilmar, Sentra and Do, David and Amelia, whatever her name is, Emily, um, Arif and Immad, and then we're gonna have a new team, English and Stefan.
Exactly. And let me
The
take a
5 teams
look.
left.
Let me take a look at their prediction for how they thought Miles would have done, as we do
Mhm.
every episode, because they did send
Yep.
this to us. So I'll take a quick look. Oh, okay. I thought I had it open. Oh, here we go. It had it open, then shut off. I was like, all right, all right. They thought they would last 14, 18 days, which was accurate.
Yep.
And they ranked them a 5 out of 10 of
5 out of
difficulty.
10. Yeah.
That was their expectation.
Hmm.
And you know what? They didn't seem like they were having too much trouble with them, like the Hunters.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Very
right, so
interesting.
all right, you want let's do reality news. You
Okay,
do your thing, and
let's do this really quick. So, reality room news. I believe there's 2 or 3 more episodes left. I have it down here, but other than that, like I said last episode that we talked about, there's an online reality show called Sequester Access starting Friday. It's got a couple of. It's got reality star in there. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people that are gonna be playing, competing, and it's definitely something kind of like online related, almost like I don't want to say hunted. It's not like hunted at all, but I'm just saying it's gonna be interesting to watch. And if you guys are interested, and on CBS's reality shows like Big Brother, Survivor, this is something that I guarantee you guys would enjoy a lot.
all
So
right.
starts Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, and you can go on Sequester Access to watch it. And it's 2 hours long.
Also, guys, March 8th is going to be the season premiere of Survivor Game Changers. So pretty exciting stuff. Please expect a cast analysis from myself, Chris, and Nate within probably 2 weeks. So I would say right around the time where Hunted ends, we'll be doing a cast analysis for Survivor. So keep a lookout.
Yeah. I definitely want to say this has been a lot of fun. I know it's a short series, but it's very, very good TV.
Very good TV, and I like all the hunters. I like all the people on the run. It's been very interesting. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We had a big influx of subscribers recently, partly because of this and partly because of Sequester. So I'm happy you guys are watching.
All right, take care, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe.